Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So for today's video, I'm going to be taking you through my updated wallet setup. Now, I mentioned last week that I was going to start using my Holborn as a wallet again, and that's exactly what, that's exactly what I converted it back into. I have my Filofax original in the pocket size arriving on Wednesday, but I just didn't want to wait to change, my Holborn back into my wallet. So what I did was I took a book ring and I just put all my inserts on there for the time being. It's going to drive me insane, but at least that way the transition will be a lot easier. And I figured since I'm going to be preoccupied with my wallet, I can be, a little bit more sane, I guess you could say, while I'm waiting for it to arrive. So just in case you guys are new to my channel, this is the Filofax Holborn. I believe it was around $60-ish, and I got it off of Amazon. And in addition to that, it is kind of like a deep brown color. It's showing up black on camera just because of the lighting. But when you open it, this is what it looks like, and I have been able to train it so that it stays open like this if I want it to, and I really made that a priority when I was still using it as my planner. So I'm going to start with this side. So in here, this should look familiar. I have a list of things that I don't buy too often, but that I don't want to forget that I need to buy, sooner rather than later. So I just have that in there. I have my credit card, debit card, license, and then this actually shows my two budgets that I primarily am keeping track of. So groceries, which every week for 3 weeks out of the month, I only spend $25. And then 1 week out of every month, I go to Sam's Club and I stock up on stuff like chicken and ground beef, like cheese and meat and whatever, like for sandwiches and, just anything else that I might need. So primarily the weekly budget is what I need, but I did just want to include the monthly budget just in case. I have my budget at all times in my phone because I use Google Sheets so that I can adjust it on the fly, or if I forget something, then I can just, refer back to that. So I do have my store cards on here. So I have CVS, I have one for Giant, and then Planet Fitness, and then I also have one for Wegmans. I don't know if I'm going to leave these on here, up at the top, but I thought for now it was, a decent enough idea because I don't like to keep these on my keys. It actually drives me insane. So I'm just trying that out for right now. This you guys have seen before if you've been with me for a little while. This is by a lady on Etsy. And her shop is called Life Inserted. I will actually post a link to it in the description box below in case you guys are interested and just so you can get a better look at it. This is what it looks like. So she does make these custom, and you can get them in different sizes. So maybe you're using like a personal size for your wallet or, something different. She will actually make them custom, and you can pick out the fabric and everything. And I just think it's really well made. Takes about a month to get delivered to you, but it's Etsy, it's bound to happen. And then she was nice enough to include this cute little charm when I ordered it, and I just put that on the zipper. I don't have anything in the zipper compartment, but I just, it came with it. So there are 6 card slots total, 3 on each side, and what I primarily keep on this side is I have my backup credit card, my HSA card, and then my Sam's Club card. And then on the back, which you can tell I took like everything out, just, for the sake of privacy. On the back, I would normally have like my, what is it? My dental insurance card, my regular insurance card, and then, I don't know, or I have a prescription card too, I guess. I don't know. They give me a lot of cards. I have no clue why. But moving on, I do have some grid note cards in here, and this is how I'm using, this is what I'm using to track my spending. So I am trying out a cash-based budget again, but only when it comes to the categories that I spend the most in. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But what I'm doing here is I'm just writing out, week ending, so 706, and then how much I spent on food. I was under budget by 43 cents, and then how much I spent on non-food. So this is how much I have left for the rest of the month to spend on food. And then this is how much I have left for, that budget is basically, I call it personal care / miscellaneous. So I can pretty much use it for whatever I want, but for the most part, it should be directed more towards personal care. And then behind that, I have my list of sinking funds that I'm working on. So one for, gifts primarily. So like Christmas, birthday, baby, weddings. And then I want to have one specifically like for car stuff. So, when I renew my registration, emissions tests, like my Easy Pass, and then any kind of like repairs and maintenance. And then cash only. This is like basically all my categories. The exception to this right now is eating out / entertainment. I do not have a legitimate cash budget set up for that right now because I'm trying to whittle that down as well. And travel, I only put in there because I am going to be traveling next week on Saturday to Cleveland for my friend's wedding. And then I'm going to be going back to Cleveland in like the middle of August to visit my mom and my brother. So that's the only reason why I added travel in there, because most of the time with travel, I will actually just use my credit card. But I've decided that I want to just have a set amount of cash that I use. So after that, I just have some blank note cards, just in case I need to take notes or whatever. And as far as tracking how much I've spent, ideally, I would like to have like 2 months in at a time, just, so that I can kind of refer back and see, what's going on with that. And on top of tracking it in here, I'm also tracking it in my regular planner. And you can tell I did highlight it with my green mild liner so that every time I'm in budget, I'm going to highlight it in green. If I go over budget, it's, going to be highlighted in red. So I do have one of the 2 zipper pockets that I got off of Etsy. I will link these below as well. And these are actually really good quality. I'm actually pretty surprised still that they're this great, quality. So what I have in here is stuff like an extra, I don't know, it's like the extra care health card for CVS. I have another thing for my insurance, and then I have like a car wash loyalty card thing. And then I also have something that has my name on it so that if this is lost, hopefully somebody will return it to me. And then I don't have anything in this pocket. In this pocket, I have the same thing as before, just some stamps, which I don't really ever use stamps, but you never know. And then some Hello Kitty stickers and Choco Cat. In the zip pocket, I have a quarter just because I only shop at Aldi now for groceries because I found like a really, like, it feels like super bougie. So I don't know. I feel like it's better quality than the one that's near me, but it's a little bit more of a hike. So this is probably my favorite thing. And I know you guys, I told you that I'm doing a cash-based budget again. So I have cash envelopes. So the ones that I made before, sorry about the glare, the ones that I made before, if you've been with me for a little while, I ended up throwing those out because I was like, I can't do a cash-based budget. And I've switched some things around. I have also, done a little bit more research, so I feel like I'm more comfortable with it now. But all I did for these was I basically cut them out of this. I got this from the Target Dollar Spot a couple months ago, and I was going to use it to, actually I was using it to, put my receipts in and file them and whatever. So I just literally cut all the pockets out. And it came with 6, but I only use 4. So the first one just has G, and that's for groceries. PC/M is personal care/miscellaneous, travel, and then the very last one, I don't really know what I'm going to do with that just yet. I'm thinking of putting extra cash in there that I haven't spent, through the course of the month. So we'll see if that'll actually happen. But, it's just kind of like a whatever type of category. So I thought that was like a really nice and easy way to do it, because the last time that I made my cash dividers, it took a little bit of time. And by a little bit of time, I mean at least an hour to an hour and a half, because I took some actual dividers that you would put in like a regular binder, cut them down, and I actually bound them with, what are they? They're like fasteners for leather. So that's a little bit extra. But that just so happens to fit in the back pocket perfectly. So I'm going to stick with this and see if I can swing it. But for right now, that is everything that I have. I do not plan on keeping change in here. I'm not the biggest fan of change, so I actually keep it in here. This is like a little tokidoki, like, I don't know, I guess change purse thing that I bought years and years ago when I lived in Italy. And I basically just have this with me in the car so that once I get back into the car, I can just throw my change in here. But ultimately, the goal is for me to not actually have this, because I'm actually going to put all this change in like a jar or something and just let it accumulate. So the other thing is I have started using this again, and these come in different sizes. I think it's like 3 different sizes, but it has a really nice zipper. These are from the Container Store. I bought them like, 2 years ago now, before I left Houston to come up to PA for my job, and I absolutely love these. So this is the small one, and I actually just leave this in my purse, and this is how I've been collecting my receipts. This is the only way that I have found that works for me, so that I keep track of the receipts, because otherwise I find them at the bottom of my purse, in my car, in the garbage, and it's not really the best idea when you're trying to keep track of how much you spend. So I don't know. This, I hope, will definitely work out in the end, but we shall see. So anyways, I'm feeling really good about the whole cash budgeting system this time around, just because I think I put too much pressure on myself last time I tried it, with trying to track everything that I spend and not just focusing on like the problem areas. So A lot of people, I'm sure, as you guys know, tend to overspend the most on groceries. And, you always feel like you can justify that because, everybody needs food. So, my advice, if you want to get started just with budgeting in general, or, with the cash budgeting system, is look and see how much you spend on a normal basis just on groceries, because I'm pretty sure you probably overspend. And a good rule of thumb that I have heard, not just, from people here on YouTube, but also from a lady that I work with who I respect her so much. She was actually a stay-at-home mom, and she had 2 kids. So I asked her, I'm like, so how much did you spend on groceries every month with, your husband and you and your 2 kids? And she said that she never spent more than $400 a month. So if you do the math, that's $25 per person per week. And that is really what I'm trying to get down to. I realize that with the extra $50, it's a little bit more than it should be, but I only do that because when I go to Sam's Club, that stuff will generally last me a month to a month and a half. So I don't necessarily always have to be going there every month, but at least I know that I have the option. So sometimes it's nice to give yourself a little bit of leeway. So I am by no means perfect at this yet. I'm still trying to figure out what works for me, and, everything is a learning experience. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will definitely be showing you, my Filofax original when it comes in. There will be an unboxing video, so stay tuned for that later this week. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye, guys.